Hello, and thank you for tuning in today, Rose Ward, stampersdelight.com. Grab your coffee, grab your tea, and come stamp with me. Notice I'm using a Christmas mug, and that is because it's Christmas in July, a little bit early. So let's get started. You can get that mug and other stamping apparel by going to stampersdelightshop.com and check out everything that we have on that website. Also, don't forget to sign up for my Fun Fold class for July, which is with the Golden Green Suite, the new suite that's going to be available to customers July 3rd. I do caution you, sign up early. I think I have a cutoff for the 3rd because I'm going to be ordering everything because this suite is so beautiful. I hate to see it go back ordered. Also, I have my Christmas in July Stamp-A-Stack in person and online. Now, online, you will need these 4 stamp sets to complete your projects. All the links will be below, including what you get and the price. So don't forget to check that out. So let's get started. So what I am going to be showing you today is that Golden Green Suite, and it is 2 stamp sets with dies. See the beautiful dies here, and also this one with those beautiful sentiment dies. Sorry, I had to be on later today. I said something came up, so I'll be honest with you. Let me flip this for a minute. We all do stupid things. Well, I did something stupid. I have a habit of walking around in bare feet, and I went out into my garage and stepped on a rusty, big, gigantic staple from where I don't know. And I got nervous about that. So I had to run up and get a tetanus shot. So that's my story for today. Duh, right? You think I'd learn, and the first thing I started to do was take my shoes off and start walking barefoot again. All right, so enough about that. Let's go. So I did show some of these cards earlier when I first got the suite. So let me just show you those again. Here's one I did with the suite. I didn't put anything on the inside yet. And I backed that with some gold foil or textured gold foil. Now, when I do gold foil as a border, I cut something out in the middle. And that happened to be this die here. And for this one, I cut that out of the gold so that I can save a little bit. Let me show you some of the papers. Of course, mine are in my Stamp and Storage 12 by 12 folders here. But here's some of the beautiful papers. And I did show all of this on my unboxing, so you might want to go back and look at that. Look at these gorgeous papers. And yes, the dies do cut some of these elements out along with the double, along with the bells, not the double one. That doesn't have a die, so you have to fussy cut that. There's also this beautiful vellum paper. And again, you can see, oh, I have another card to show you. You can see that these can be cut out. This is an add-on, some more vellum with some gold to it. And these, again, will all be available on July 3rd. We have the beautiful satin ribbon. It's a little wide to tie bows with, but I'll show you how you can use that. And, of course, the gems. Here's another card that I did that I forgot. This one is with vellum, the vellum paper, and then the gold tag behind it. And, of course, I cut these elements out with the dies. Now, one thing I want to show you, and I don't know whether you can see it here. This is embossed. And so is this. Did I emboss the inside? No, I didn't emboss the inside. What I used, it does look red, but it was the Cherry Cobbler. So what I'm going to tell you is that, did you know that you can emboss any of your colored inks? Any of our colored inks work. And what you do is you stamp it, and then you use the clear embossing clear embossing powder, and it gives you that embossed look. So yes, you can emboss with our regular inks. Okay, so the other project that I did and I wanted to show you is I had this picture for a while over here, and this was Christmas 1983 of me and Reggie, and I decided to put it on a scrapbook page and basically just trim that beautiful designer series paper, cut these elements out with the dies. Again, I used that ribbon with just a knot, and then here's one of the tags that I did with the gold foil, and then just a circle punch to remind me of the date. All these will be on my blog and my newsletter later today or tomorrow. I do have a wedding to go to later today, so just bear with me. It might not be till tomorrow. Okay, so what I'm going to create today is what I call a swing card. So I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer because I am going to need that. I'm going to bring in a piece of Very Vanilla. Now I'm using the thick Very Vanilla. I am going to score that. And this is 8.5 by 5.5 scored in half. So there's my card. I use my fingernail. I should be using my... There we go. I'm going to bring in... I'm going to change this up a little bit, I think. I'm going to bring in a piece of the designer series paper. That one's too small. Okay, I'm going to bring in that beautiful designer series paper. And I am going to cut this at 4 by 5.25. And then I am going to layer that right on top, right here. Beautiful paper. I love this. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I am going to glue that down. And here I'm using my glass mat here. Customers, you can get that starting July 3rd. We are going to put that right here. I'm going to bring in my die cutting machine. And I am going to grab my Spot On Nature dies. I'm going to grab these two, they layer. And I'm going to take this one right here. You can use whichever ones you want. I am going to add that right in the center. I'm going through 2 pieces. Now I'm going through the cardstock, which is the thick, and I am also going through that designer series paper. So I'm going to do this a couple of times. I really wanted to go through those 2 pieces. Pull that out and just lift that gently. Make sure it went through both pieces, which it did. That creates my first hole that I need. Let's get that out of the way. And again, there we go with that. Now I am going to put this aside because I'm going to use that piece also. I am going to grab a piece of that gold textured paper. I love the gold texture paper, and I'll tell you why. Because the gold foil paper without the texture, a lot of times you get the marks from your plate in there. So this kind of helps with those lines because it looks even more textured. So I have this piece here, and I'm going to use that one. I'm just going to angle that in there. Cut that out. So today's moral of the story is don't walk around bare feet out in your garage, okay? And now I have that piece. I'm going to bring in some more of that beautiful designer series paper while I have my my die cutting emboss machine. And I am going to grab two things here. So I have this piece which I've been cutting out. And I'm just going to take my paper snips first. I'm just going to go around here. Cut that out. Put this guy back before I lose them. I'm going to bring in these dies now. And this one is going to go right here. I think I'll use the Vellum. I'm not going to use that one. Let's grab these other ones. Okay, let's grab this one. And this die should fit one of these. Oh, the other paper. Let me grab that. Here we go. The one without the bells. And I'm just going to trim some of that off. Because obviously it's too wide to go through my machine. I'm trying to keep those little gold holly berries. And let's see, this one should fit on here. There we go. So I'm going to cut that one out. Even though that's an edge piece, I'm still going to be able to use it. And actually, I think I'd rather do this one. I'm going to do them both. Okay, so I have this piece here. These are my Post-it sticky tape. I'm going to grab that. And I'm going to grab this one. Not sure which ones I'm going to be using yet for my card. But since I have it, both of them out, we'll go ahead and do both. There is so much you can do with this suite. I can't even, I mean, this is just, I'm just touching base with this, you know. All right, I'm going to cut those out. I'm going to be putting all these pieces up here till I decide which ones I'm going to use. Let's take that off. And let me grab that vellum. Oh, I actually might have the vellum already done. I do. I have two pieces of vellum, or a couple pieces of vellum here, but I want the one with the little frosting on it. So we'll grab that instead. Let's go over to that. And again, these you can cut out, and also these on this one. So I'm just going to cut a piece of this off. Let's see, I want the ones with the frosting on it. So let's do this one. All right. Going back into my dies and put these back first. Whoop, wrong dies. Where are they? Yeah, move things around and then I bury things. Okay, where'd I put my dies? Probably underneath my paper here. Oh, they're already over here. Okay. So here's the other die I'm going to grab. And I want this one right here. And again, take that. This is the Post-it note tape I have, which I absolutely love. Because you can reuse it too. We're going to layer, put that right there. Run that through. Hopefully it didn't move. There we go. Now I'm going to grab these dies, put them back before I do lose everything. So I am going to take this piece, and this is going to go right inside here. Now I want the double bells on this card. And of course the double bells don't have a die. So I'm just going to take that one right there. A lot of times what I do if I'm watching TV and you have something like this that has, some have dies and some don't, while I'm watching TV, I'll just sit there and fussy cut. I know it's not for everybody, but sometimes I find it relaxing. I'm just going to cut that one off. So Christmas in July. So every Friday, instead of doing a fun fold, although I may do fun folds too, we are going to be focusing on Christmas in July, and I'll be using the new sets from online, the online exclusives. We'll get back to regular stamping after that, but we all love our Christmas in July, don't we? Okay, so before I do anything else, I am going to grab a piece of twine. I have leftover twine here, linen thread. You can use whichever you want. Now, I already glued that down, but let me show you. What I'm going to do is take my tool here, and the easiest thing to do actually is not to glue the whole thing down, but I find that I can get in there just what I need to do. Just make a little opening like that. I am going to thread that through. You could also do this ahead of time, probably be the smarter thing to do. But your take your pick tool can help you with a lot of things. We're just going to thread that right through there. There it is. Whoop, and it came back out. Okay, let's just get that back in there. Really is easier if you do this ahead of time, but okay. And bring that through. Straighten that out. Now I can lay that flat. I'm going to swing it this way and cut a piece off. There we go. This, now what I like to do is I like to tie it up at the top. It'll still swing for you, but it kind of keeps it in place. So I'm just going to tie a little knot up there. Not even a knot, just tie it like that. I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to lay that in the center. I'm going to add a little glue here to hold it in place for a minute. And then trim this off. You won't see it when I'm done. Let me use my other scissors here. Now I have these beautiful bells, which can go right here, but I want something to, I want it to show a little bit. So I'm going to take this. Now just remember, it's got to swing through that opening. So some of those pieces may be too big. So this one works perfect. Let's see about this one. You want to get those so that see this one right here, I tried to use the end of it. So you see how the end was cut off? I'm just going to round that out. Use all the pieces you can. There we go. And we're going to put those right in there, making sure that that opening is okay. I really like this piece and I really want to use this piece. So what I'm going to do is cut it down. I think maybe I'll put it behind it. Let's just take a look. Okay, so since you're not going to see that, I'm going to snip this off. And I'm just layering these. And then, of course, the bells will go right on there. I'm going to trim some of it off when I'm done. Oh, I think I like this better. Let's put that one right there. think it'll show up better. I'm just layering pieces on here. You don't have to put them all on there. You could just put the bell on there. But I wanted to have some of those elements. They are going to get covered up, but okay. So let's put a little more glue here. Bring that down right there. I'm going to add a little bit of glue here. Remember, this theme is gold and green, so we have a lot of gold and green. I'm going to add a little glue right here. You could even cut these apart if you wanted to, which I may end up doing. I'm going to put that one right down just a little bit. That one's too long there, so let's see. I think I'm going to cut these apart. Let's cut this apart. See what happens. I just want some of that. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's add this. You know what? Now that I'm looking at it, I may not even use it. But I like it, so I am going to use it. I'm going to add a little more glue here. And then I have my bells. So the bells are going to go right there. They will show up in a minute, but I don't need these pieces. I'm going to snip those off. For the bells, I am going to take my dimensionals I have a couple others to show you, so hang tight. And I'm going to put the bells right here. So what happens is that swings through there. Let me just show you. That swings through that hole. Okay. All right. Now, before I decorate this, I have this piece. I can leave that Very Vanilla there, so you don't see, all you see is the Very Vanilla. But I kind of like putting this piece that I had cut out right there. I think it makes it show up a little more, but it's up to you. I'm going to lay it down in the middle of my card. Oh, gosh, I love this part. I love this one, too. Maybe I'll use that instead. Okay, I think I'm going to use that one. I think I'll use that side. So let's use that side because it's just so pretty. Don't forget to share my videos, comment, leave me comments, thumbs up, but please share my videos. So I am going to go right back in there with this piece. And there I have the swing card. Let me just flip the camera again so there you can see it swings. Oop, over here, I think. Oop, yeah. Now let's do the inside. I'm not done with the outside, but let's get the inside. So we have several different sentiments. This is rather large for the inside of that, so I'm not going to use that one. I am going to use Season's Greetings. And I'm going to grab my Garden Green. And I'm going to put Season's Greetings right there. And this is where I would sign it. And I have, let's see, I think I'm going to put some, I have some other vellum. So what I'm going to do with that is put that behind, I think. Let's see if I like this. Kind of pretty. I'm doing this as I go along. Actually, let's see. Yeah, we're going to go with that. Okay, so this is vellum, so I got to be real careful not to put a lot of glue on that so it doesn't show through. We're going to put this right here. We're going to put this right here. So now, layer upon layer, this is what you see back there. And then when you open it, you see that. Now, for decorating it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide a little bit of that. I'm going to take that ribbon and I am going to tie it in a knot. Not a bow, but a knot. Now, I know people are going to ask, well, what about mailing it? Well, yeah, if you mail it, it's going to cost you extra. So send it to somebody that's really going to appreciate it. And I don't have my ribbon scissors here. Let's see. These are sharp. There we go. Cut this one at an angle. Also, I am going to put this right at the top, just like that. So that knot's going to make it kind of bulky. So again, it is going to cost you more to mail it or put it on a package. So let's put this right here. Now for decorating it and for the outside, I am going to use Love and Joy. I'm going to bring in a piece of Berry Vanilla and the Garden Green. I'm going to stamp Love and Joy right there. I'm going to bring in one of those dies. These beautiful dies right here. That one, I don't think I want that one. I think I'm going to use this one right here. I'll be using these dies for other projects with other stamp sets because I absolutely love them. I've been using this Spot On Nature dies since they came out, but I think I have found a new favorite here. I am going to cut that out. Bringing in my card, I'm actually going to put this right here. I don't want that right there as a tag, so I'm just going to show you how to hide that. I'm just going to add one dimensional. I think that'll be plenty. I'm going to add that right there. Now I'm going to bring in these gems and I'm going to decorate it. There we go. So I'm going to grab one of those red ones to make it pop right there. These 3 berries I'm going to add up here. And maybe another set over here. So now you see how I'm getting that to pop out. And one more red one to make that bow pop out. We'll put that right there. Now for the inside, if you want to hide that where they go together, again, I would use those 3 berries together and add them there. Look at that. Beautiful swing card. What do you think? Let's do an envelope. Hopefully I have my Very Vanilla over here. You just grab the Very Vanilla one. Of course I want it to match. Okay, gotta move out further. There we go. I know I'm moving around a lot today. Grab this piece and see if I have a piece that I can use so I don't have to cut anything else out. Open that up. Here's that piece that I used. I'm going to make a matching envelope. And they're going different ways, so we're good with that. I go ahead and just cut that out. And there we have a matching envelope. I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to do the bells on the front. Let's grab my green and a piece of scrap paper right here. I'm using garden green, stamping that off once, and then putting that right there. It had a little blob on it, but that's okay. And then the inside one, full strength, right over it. Let's do the same thing with the little one. And just have that hanging over here. And then the detailed one in full strength. My head might be in the way. I don't worry too much about that. And there I have matching bells on the front of my card. You could always put a gem there, but if you're mailing the card, it's not going to make it. There I have a matching envelope to my swing card. Again, I'm going to flip the camera so that you can see the swing part of it and then the inside. What do you think? Let me show you two others that I did. This one is the same idea. Use different paper. Whoop. And when you open it, you have that. And of course that swings. You want to make sure that it's swinging the right way. And then the other one I did a little bit different. I made it a swing card, but instead of opening it up like that and having it swing, it just kind of swings, let's see, just kind of swings in the front of the card. And then I have a back, you know, a backing there. So it just kind of swings this way. So that was designer series paper behind it, and of course designer series paper here. Hope that makes sense. So those are my swing cards. Which one is your favorite? And don't forget the other cards I showed you. I'm going to flip this one more time and show you something real quick. When you do all this, you got all these guys left over. And what do you do with those? Well, if you watched me last year, you know I use those for tags. So you can add this one in there and a smaller one in there if you want. But I hate to cover up that beautiful paper. So what I would do is take this piece that I have left, right? And let's see, do I have, yep, I have some bells right here already cut out. Now you see I cut a half of one because I like to use all my pieces. I'm going to bring that right up there. And then just layer that on there. You only got half a bow though, so let's cut a different one out. I'm in love with the double ones. Sorry. So I'm going to be doing a lot of, excuse me, fussy cutting for those double ones. So I don't like to waste anything. So when I cut those circles out, they are now going to be my tags. And by doing your Christmas cards and doing that with the tags, by the time you're done, you'll have not only all your Christmas cards done, but also your tags for your packages. So I'm just going to cut this out again real quick. I'm going to place that right here. Like that. I think it needs something else though. So let's cut some more pieces out, if you don't mind. I'm going to grab this, which is a leftover piece, and grab this piece right here. I don't like to waste anything. So let's grab one that'll fit. That'll fit right there. Even if I'm not going to use them all, I like to cut them all out at the same time. Okay, so I'm going to use a smaller one. Let's see how that... This is my card on the fly, I guess, or my tag on the fly. Let's grab that gold. Let's cut that out. See how it comes out. Let me grab my other... plate, which is buried over here. I'm going to put this over here. I think I'm going to use it. I'm still not sure. And let's cut out another piece for the sentiment. And let's see, how about seasoned green? Nah, I don't want to use seasoned greetings. I'm going to use that same die. I mean, there's just so many dies to choose from. But I'm going to use this one. I'm not stamping it first. You can see I'm just going to roll it through first. If you have a to and from, this is where you can add the to and from, or use it on the back, which is probably what I would do. Okay, so now I have this piece, and this one, and this one. Put that right in the center like that. Got my bells. Okay, so I'm going to use the vellum right there. And of course there's that back, so what you can, well, I'll show you in a second. I'm ahead of myself here. Let's put that one right there. Let's go ahead and glue this one down. Need a little bit more on that one. Put that right in the center. So that spot right there is where I'm going to actually put that gold piece. I have my bells. I'm going to add my bells down here. And I'm going to add a dimensional right there. I have, you can use the linen thread or ribbon. Since I have the linen thread right here, we're going with that. Just going to put that right through there. And tie that in a knot. Oops, try that again. Try that one in a knot. Wow, so I did cards today. I showed you a scrapbook page and a tag. Okay, so that's ready for the put on a package. Right here, I am going to take, again, the Love and Joy, I think. Let me just take a look here. Let me look at these. I have the to and from right here, but I'm going to use that later. So let me use For You. Let's grab the For You. There it is. Do a little switch up here with the blocks. I like to put mine down here. There we go. I'm going to bring in my Cherry Cobbler this time. And I'm going to stamp for you. And then that I am going to put right here. I'm actually going to thread that through. So it's at the top. And tie that. Okay, so no card on the fly, but we got a tag on the fly here. Let's just tie that in place. Okay, so that's where I would use that to glue it onto my, you see what I just did with my nail? It kind of straightens it out. And then I would tuck this like here. So maybe a dimensional. Right there. I know I cover up some of the beautiful vellum, but you can see that vellum through there. Okay, and let's put some gems on it. Again, I'm using those 3 berries together. Put those right there. And then some single ones maybe around it. Like that. Now, there's a tag for you to put on a beautiful, beautiful Christmas package, right? You can turn it over, and with one of those that aren't that designer series paper, we can take the to and from. That's with this set. There's the from. Here's the to. And a lot of times I cheat. I just take the same block and I line it up on the other side. This is my crazy thing I do. And I don't do them together because sometimes I don't get them straight. So I want them to look like that's the way I wanted it. So we're going to do 2. And then we'll take this block. And I'll do the same thing with the from. Line that up on my glass mat. And then put the from right there. Now I have to and from. I'm just going to flip that over. Glue that right down in the center of that designer series paper. And there I have a Christmas tag for a package. I'm not the best at wrapping presents, but I love my tags to look really well, really great. So I hope you enjoyed that tag on the fly. Let me bring in those cards again so you can see them. These are embossed with clear embossing powder and Cherry Cobbler, even though it came out looking red. Here's another card. In case you missed it, go back and watch the replay. And then, of course, I have the 3 different swing cards here. And, of course, probably my favorite today, because my husband is in it, is my scrapbook page. Definitely look at this suite when it becomes available. I think you're going to love it. I know I did. Don't forget to sign up for my July Fun Fold class, because this is the suite we're using, okay? I really hope you enjoyed today. Sorry about being late. Don't walk around bare feet out in your garage. Until next time, have a great weekend, everybody, and keep on stamping, stampers. Bye.